are few of the vocabularies that I have jotted down from reading a lot of different writing tasks ones and twos. So these vocabulary you can also use for your own self. Okay, there are total of 77 words, and the list is going to increase further when we reach on to task 2. So we'll read through it, and if you want you can take screenshot and use any type of word that you want for your own self. So first is overall. So this is, we know that it's done to write the overview. So this is the first word that is used to describe the overview. Had steadily declined. So steadily declined is also a good word that you can use. Latter depicts a falling trend, while the downturn for the former began. So these are the smart ways of using the language, that instead of writing each and everything over and over again, you say that the latter depicts a falling trend while the downturn for the former began. However, is a very good linker. It's typically quite common, but you should use it whenever you can. Has been a sharp rise or upsurge. Upsurge again is a very good word for or lexical resource for writing tasks once. Majority of. In contrast is another good linker that you can use to write your task 1. Also, although is also a good linker. Only represented. Rose steadily. Overtook during the same period. Now this is about related to time or adverb related lexical resources, that during the same period this thing happens. So instead of writing again the years like 2000 this 2000 that, you can write during the same period, and you can then show or talk about two trends. Grow more dramatically. So this is dramatically means we are emphasizing on the fact that it had a very like sudden rise to it. Peaked. Okay, peaked, fell, slightly higher than. So this is the word. On the other hand, this is a very famous linker that you all must use. Overtook, I think, yeah, overtook you can write. The bar graph, the bar chart compares how. So then you can write your language, but compares is also again a good use of lexical resource. The data indicates, this you can write in body para 1 or 2. Higher, whereas is again a good linker. Among, highest, among the states compare. Maximum followed by respectively is also a very good way to write and show your command on language. Lowest, except, by contrast is again another good linker. Had the largest of all dash, so had the largest of whatever you're comparing basically. Second highest, graph presents or represents. The unit is measured in percentage or whatever unit is there for that matter. Overall it is evident that. So overall, in overall paragraph, when you're writing overview, you can write this line, that overall it is evident that in 2011 the most highest visited place on the park or this or whatever your chart is as per that, regardless of the fact, then as compared to the trend presented, the graph depicts more than half of people were interested in swimming. Prefer is a good word that you can use. Marginally lesser interest. So this is also a good line to compare between two things, that okay, so they had more interest, but as compared to that they had marginally lesser interest. Quite obvious is also a good word. Second choice, at least a quarter, ये अभी हमने पढ़ा था, that 25%, or if you want to write 33%, while roughly one third of the population. Furthermore is a good linker. Lastly is also a good linker. Least preferred is also a good word. Interested, good word. Dynamic predisposition, okay, is also a very good word to basically write your dynamic predisposition. का मतलब क्या होता है? Disposition means urge or prime or inclined towards something, or is very prompt for something, or activate. Okay, so here they might be talking about some different kinds of uh, activity for which they might have a inclined towards. Then the pie chart illustrates alterations, also a very good word to write in the language. Overall during the course of 3 decades. So this is when you're writing like overview, then you can write that overall during the course of 3 decades. And also if I like hide this word overall, 3 decades is a good word to be used. Like decades you can use if you want to write something related to 10 decades, means ki 10 years. So instead of writing 10 years 10 years so many times, you can write decades. And if it is 30 years, you can write 3 decades. Then there is gradual decrease. So the word gradual also like beautifies this word. Also been observed during this tenure with regard to the period. An equal proportion of rises is there. Why, I don't know why they have mentioned like this, rises. A percentage increase. Reverse is true. Very nice line to be like get from here is reverse is true. Increase steadily, remain most popular. A glance at the graph reveals. This is also a good line to be used. Plateaued at, reach a state of little or no change. So plateaued at this stage. Instead of writing it remain unchanged, you can write plateaued at. It is interesting to note that, good line. It can be clearly noted that all the figures underwent dramatic changes. Very good line you can take from here is. Then quite similarly, the graph delineates or the graph describes, classified simultaneously is also a good linker. Particularly, this figure saw an upward trend. The same pattern was followed by the people in Australia, accounted for or roasted, and the list goes on and on. So these are few of the reading paragraphs that I have come across, and I noted down all the lines that I would not have written myself, and that is something I learned from them. So what we can do here is we can use these language. So how to practice writing is that, first of all, take a question, write it down as you want. Okay, write down the answer as per your own knowledge you have gained over the years. Here now take a list of lexical resources and linkers and other good languages that you must have found anywhere, and compare that how you could have improved your language. Like instead of writing but, underline that with red pen and write however. So then you will remember that, no, next time instead of writing but I'll write however, instead of writing and I'll write a linker like additionally, moreover, something like that. So or a good word for beautiful could be any band nine words you know of. So like that you can improve your writing style. Please comment down below if you want more such lists so I can provide you with that. Only if you